Belinda was supposed to come home that day to celebrate her sister's graduation, but she never showed up. When her father arrived, everything looked normal. Her purse was still there. Her makeup was untouched. It looked like she'd be right back. But Belinda never returned. And what happened inside that cabin remains one of Minnesota's most haunting mysteries. The chilling disappearance of 17-year-old Belinda VanLith from Little Eagle Lake, Minnesota, has haunted a community for nearly 5 decades. What began as an ordinary summer day in 1974 became a cold case so perplexing, it earned Belinda the moniker Queen of Hearts within Minnesota's Cold Case Playing Card Initiative. While initial police assessments leaned towards a runaway, the truth hinted at something far more sinister, suspected foul play that continues to defy resolution. Belinda VanLith, born on May 27, 1957, was a vibrant 17-year-old. She was a normal teen who enjoyed gardening, had many friends and frequently babysat. She had recently completed her junior year at Monticello High School. Belinda was one of 8 children and her family eagerly anticipated her return home on June 15, 1974, for her oldest sister Pam's graduation party. This expectation stands in stark contrast to any initial theories suggesting she might have run away. Belinda was house-sitting for her neighbor, Dwayne Cornwell, on Little Eagle Lake. Cornwell, a musician, was away in Nashville. Her duties, which began June 10th, were to conclude on the morning of June 15th. Her last known contact was Thursday evening, June 13th, when she called her father, Clifford VanLith, reporting funny noises and a blown fuse. Clifford agreed to visit Friday evening. When he arrived, he replaced the fuse but observed Belinda's absence without immediate concern, assuming she might be by the lake. Belinda was last definitively seen around 8 a.m. on Saturday, June 15, 1974. Dwayne Cornwell returned that evening finding his mother but no Belinda. Crucially, Belinda's personal effects, cosmetics, tampons, and her class ring, were neatly arranged on the bathroom counter. These items strongly suggested she intended to return, directly contradicting initial police assumptions of a runaway. This early misjudgment likely delayed a comprehensive search. Belinda's phone call to her father about funny noises and a blown fuse, combined with the later discovery of a cut screen on the back porch, suggests a potential intrusion just before her disappearance. The funny noises could have been linked to an intruder, elevating the incident from a mere disappearance to one with a criminal precursor. Upon Dwayne Cornwell's return and Clifford VanLith's immediate dread, police were called. A deputy noted Belinda's personal effects, but also that a pink bedspread and 3 pairs of jeans were missing. A 20-inch square of wire screen was cut from the back porch window. Despite this, the deputy concluded no one had gotten into the house that way, and nothing else made alarm bells go off. This assessment, given the circumstances, appears perplexing. Expensive items were untouched, suggesting robbery wasn't the motive. The deputy's conclusion, despite the cut screen, suggests a bias towards the runaway theory, potentially leading to an inadequate initial investigation. This highlights a common challenge in early missing persons cases, where initial assumptions can compromise a potential crime scene and lose valuable time. The initial police theory leaned towards Belinda having run off to a nearby party. Early searches yielded no signs of foul play, and an unproven report surfaced of Belinda hitchhiking 2 days later. The missing bedspread and jeans, in contrast to untouched valuables, strongly shifts the narrative to suspected abduction. Early persons of interest included Dwayne Cornwell and Rodney Meintsma, a distant cousin, who would later emerge due to an alleged confession. As we continue to unravel this decades-old mystery, what are your initial thoughts on these early details and the conflicting theories? Do they spark any new insights or questions for you? Please share your perspectives and theories in the comments section below. Your input helps keep Belinda's story alive. Belinda VanLith's case went cold for nearly 3 decades due to insufficient evidence. Despite thorough efforts, progress stalled. The passage of time in cold cases presents significant challenges. Evidence degrades, memories fade, and suspects disappear. Belinda's case gained renewed attention through the Minnesota Cold Case Playing Card Initiative, where her image is the Queen of Hearts. Over 10,000 decks featuring 52 violent unsolved cases have been distributed to inmates in Minnesota prisons, aiming to elicit tips. This program has solved approximately 40 cases across various units. A significant development occurred in January 2002. A relative contacted the Wright County Sheriff's Office with a new lead. Her sister had overheard their Aunt Carol mention that Belinda's distant cousin, Rodney Meintsma, had made a drunken confession between 1987 and 1989. Meintsma allegedly told Aunt Carol that he and a friend forced Belinda into their car on a dark, foggy night, and things got out of hand. This revelation became a crucial turning point for podcasts like The Deck. However, a drunken secondhand confession reported over a decade later presents challenges for reliability and admissibility, explaining why the case remained unsolved. This alleged confession introduces a new layer of complexity to Belinda's case. What do you make of this development, and how might it impact the ongoing search for answers? We'd love to hear your theories and insights in the comments section below. Timothy Joseph Crosby emerged as a significant person of interest. He was Belinda's age and lived alone just 100 yards from the cabin. Belinda had visited Crosby's home the day before her disappearance. He has been identified as the last known person to see her. A disturbing pattern of criminal behavior on Crosby's part became evident just 6 months after Belinda vanished. In December 1974, Crosby was arrested for abducting and sexually assaulting a young woman in St. Paul, taking her to his family's cabin on Eagle Lake, the very same location where Belinda was last seen. The victim escaped, providing crucial insights into Crosby's mind and capabilities. Crosby's history of violent sexual offenses continued. A woman escaped his vehicle in 1983 after being held at knife point, and in 1987, another woman bravely threw herself out a window to escape his 16-hour captivity and sexual assault. Crosby has been arrested multiple times for sexual offenses and is civilly committed as a violent sexual recidivist at Moose Lake, indefinitely confined. His documented history, commencing just 6 months after Belinda's disappearance at the same location, establishes a chilling pattern of predatory behavior. Law enforcement had Crosby on their radar as early as 1976. A cold case review from 2008 to 2014 involved the Wright County Sheriff's Office, BCA, and FBI, including search warrants, cadaver dogs, and a dig at Crosby's parents' old cabin in 2014. A white jewelry stone was recovered from Crosby's home in 2009, potentially linked to Belinda's troll necklace. Despite these efforts and his disturbing history, Timothy Crosby has never been formally charged in Belinda's disappearance. Crosby's civil commitment means he is confined, but a theoretical possibility of release exists if deemed rehabilitated. A criminal conviction for murder, however, would ensure life incarceration. This legal distinction could incentivize Crosby to withhold information, as revealing the truth might not alter his confined status, but could eliminate any slim hope of future freedom. This paradox can hinder cold case resolution when a suspect is already institutionalized. In 2024, nearly 50 years after her disappearance, Belinda VanLith's case was officially closed by the Wright County Sheriff's Office at her family's request. This strategic closure reflects the family's profound hope that new information might emerge. Their unwavering dedication is seen in their proactive engagement with media, like reaching out to The Deck podcast in 2022. This paradox of case closed yet family still hopeful highlights how victims' families and independent media increasingly fill gaps left by official investigations, underscoring the power of public engagement in the ongoing quest for justice. Since the official closure, numerous true crime podcasts have taken up Belinda's story, ensuring it remains in the public consciousness. The Deck podcast obtained hundreds of pages of police reports through a records request, and the Vault podcast conducted an exclusive interview with prime suspect Timothy Crosby in January 2024. These media efforts not only keep the case alive but also provide platforms for potential new information to surface. The quest for justice for Belinda VanLith continues, driven by the enduring hope of her family and the persistent efforts of dedicated media. Nearly 5 decades later, her disappearance remains one of Minnesota's most haunting unsolved mysteries. If any individual possesses information regarding Belinda's disappearance, please contact the Minnesota BCA tip line at 877-996-6222. Your insights could be the key to finally bringing justice. If you found this video meaningful, please like, comment, and subscribe for more Minnesota mysteries. Your support helps keep these stories alive and brings hope for justice. Remember, the Minnesota BCA tip line is 877-996-6222.